We're going to expand on body types, what we learnt the other day. So again, talking of qualities first, each dosha has some qualities. Like vata, we realized it was wind quality of movement causes dryness. So movement, dryness, and then wind cools us down, movement, dryness, cold. And wind is irregular, comes in gusts, comes and then wind goes and comes, sometimes comes after 5 seconds, 7 seconds, so irregular. And then wind is light, it's not heavy, of course. So these are the qualities of vata, and these will be the qualities of a vata personality, a vata person. Similarly, pitta is fire, hot, intense, sharp, very sharp, and also fluid fire, because it's a liquid fire. Human fire is not dry fire. Human fire is a liquid fire, so it's fluid, and it's hot, not cold, of course, and it is also you can say light, but medium light, not as light as wind, because it's fire but mixed with water, so it's little heavier than wind, but not too heavy, medium. And then kapha is of course water and earth, so it's heavy, and there is no fire, so it's cool, not cold like vata, because it has some stuff, some matter. Water and earth is not as cold as air, because it has the capacity to absorb some cold, so it's cool, we can say it's cool, not cold. So heavy, cool, grounded, stable, and also moist, not dry, because it's water plus earth, so moist. So this is the quality of kapha, this will be the quality of kapha personality. So we can now expand this into body types, known as prakriti. Each person has a prakriti. Prakriti means, pra means first, kriti means creation. How we were created first, when we were born, how we were, that's prakriti. What is our original nature? So that's, you can call it prakriti, you can call it body type, mind type. So it depends on many things. What decides our prakriti? First of all, the doshas of mother and father, which comes from the egg and the sperm, they come. So we get from the mother and father at the time of fertilization. That affects our prakriti. Number two is during pregnancy, the diet, lifestyle, and everything else, the behavior of the mother, that also decides our prakriti up to a certain extent. So that is another important factor. For example, if mother eats let's say too many hot things during the pregnancy, too much hot, like hot, spicy, too much ginger, onions, these kind of things, then the child can be born with some pitta prakriti, heat. So that decides. If there is a lot of fight going on between between the pregnant lady and the husband or the family, too much fight, anger, then also pitta. If too many worries, mother is worried all the time during pregnancy, then vata can come in. So these things they decide. And then some other factors they decide. We call it desh prasakta, kul prasakta, jati prasakta. The country you are born in, that decides the prakriti, the country, the family. For example, a vata person from a poor family will be different from vata person from a rich family, or a pitta person. So somebody born, let's say, in a criminal family will go on to become a criminal. Somebody born in a good family. So the family also, how we are disciplined, that also decides the nature, upbringing. For example, kapha personalities are good, strong body types. They can have good physiques. They can be bodybuilders, sportsmen. But if they are not born in that kind of family, or where they don't go to gym, they don't go anywhere, they sleep and eat, then they will not be able to utilize this prakriti. So that will also decide. Similarly, the country, the race we are born in, the European race will be different from the Indian race. So Vata people generally are taller, and Kapha are shorter, stouter. So, but then the question comes, taller than whom? Taller than your own race. When we are assessing prakriti, we compare ourselves to our racial background. North Indian will compare to the North Indian, South Indian to South, European to European, African to African, the Chinese to Chinese people. You know, I say this Vata Prakriti is taller. So, a Nepali Vata will still not be as tall because it's a different race. He will compare himself to his Nepali family, North Indian to his family, European to his family. He will not. It's also said that Vata skin is a little darker, Kapha skin a little lighter, but then lighter or darker than whom? Then your own race. You always compare Prakriti to your own people, to your own. That's important to understand. Otherwise, you will be confused. A tall European comes and you will say, "Oh, he's Vata." Not. He might be shorter compared to his family. He might be the shortest in his family. He looks tall to us. So it makes sense. So this is very important. Other thing is, it's not that I tell you something and like Vata is dry and you will say, "Oh, I'm Vata but I'm not dry." It's not like that. What I'm trying to say is, if there are 100 people with the dry skin, maybe 60-70% of them are Vata. So predominance. It's not that every Vata if I'm a Vata, I have to have all the 100 qualities of Vata. It's not like that. I might be predominantly Vata, but my skin might be still oily. So I will say I'm Vata person, but for skin I am Kapha. My skin is Kapha-like, but still I am Vata because my other things are Vata. So it's not that each quality you have to have. So talking of Prakriti, and then we are a mix of everything. Each one is a mix. So there are 8 Prakritis mentioned: Vata, pure Pitta, pure Kapha, and then 3 mix: Vata Pitta, Vata Kapha Pitta, 3 mix, and 8th one is Vata Pitta Kapha. All 3 together. So what most people are dual Prakritis. Most of us will be dual. We will have one main dosha, one secondary. The third dosha will also be there. All of us will have all the 3, but there will be dominance of 2. One will be very dominant, one will be second dominant, and third will be like less. So another thing to understand is, in olden times, Kapha Prakriti was most celebrated Prakriti. In these books, Charaka, Sushruta, it's written, it's best to have a Kapha Prakriti. It's still true. Kapha is a stable, grounded, stable person, grounded person, not affected by environment changes. Because it has earth and water, we already know what earth water means. Earth water means Kapha person will have more muscles, more fat, stronger bones, more minerals, more calcium. They will not have deficiencies of vitamins, minerals. So they have the capacity to absorb any kind of environmental changes. Cold will not affect them much, heat not that much. They can skip meals if they have to get hungry. Hunger will not affect them because they have enough. Vata person, if he is hungry, he will feel nervous. He wants, same Pitta also. Pitta feels that the heat inside will burn him. If he doesn't get food on time, the heat will burn him. Kapha is different. Kapha has enough stores, enough water and earth, so he will not be affected much. That's why in olden times, when the main thing in society was that you have to, everything was physical. There was no mental, no computers, no software, no IT, information technology. It was more mental. You have to fight, it was more physical. You have to fight wars physically. You have to dig wells physically. There's no excavator digging wells. You have to build roads. You have to go from one village to another walking. You have to hunt, running. Everything was more physical. So kapha was celebrated in those days. They were considered most successful. In today's time, I think rules should change a little bit. Today's times, Pitta is more celebrated. Pitta is sharp, intelligent. All the people working in intelligent fields where you use intellect, doctors, surgeons, lawyers, IT professionals, engineers, they are all Pitta minds. I'm talking of successful people in these. All type of people go in all fields. They go and make a living, but I'm talking of people super successful in their respective fields. They are Pitta types. Wherever mind, intellect, Pittas are intellectuals. Because of fire is burning, fiery type, fire in the body, fire in the mind. Fire creates light. So with that light, Pitta people can see. So good problem solving skills. If problem is darkness, then the light falls on the dark and problem is solved. So Pitta is successful, but the only problem is they sometimes burn themselves out. Burn out because of the intense focus. Competitiveness, very competitive. They want to be better. The fire wants to burn everything, and there is so much fire. He wants to be better than the other person. Super competitive, and sometimes burn themselves out. So then, the best personality, the most successful, will be a Kapha Pitta or a Pitta Kapha body type. Pitta Kapha. That, according to me, is the most successful type to have, because Pitta is fire. It gives you intelligence, intellect, competitiveness, and Kapha is the grounding and stability. Kapha will keep this person cool, and Kapha will, because not let him burn out. He can go longer, stronger. Pure Kapha in modern day could lag behind. A child, let's say children, 50 people in the 50 students in the class. So Pitta will be very intelligent. Pitta children, super intelligent, brainy, easily understand things, and good problem solving skills. Vata students, easy come, easy go, easily understand. They'll be the first ones to understand. If they are not distracted, if they come from a good background, focused. Otherwise, Vata children will be distracted. They'll be sitting here and thinking somewhere else. Distraction, because wind is moving. But if Vata is focused, then he will easily understand things. But he might forget the next day, because easy come, easy go. Wind comes and goes. The Kapha child, on the other hand, will be slow and steady, stable. So he will pick up little later than Pittas and Vatas. The teacher said something, the Kapha took time to process, to understand, and because it's modern day, it's not old Gurukula, it's not when the rishis were teaching, everything is slow. Now the teacher has syllabus to meet, there is NEET examination, there's this, super competitive. Teacher jumps on to the next topic. And Pitta students, they follow the teacher quickly, they are intelligent enough, and the Kaphas lag behind, Kapha students. They are still processing the information, their brains are not that fast. So they need their time. Once they understand and once they absorb, they will never forget. In olden days, it was okay, teaching was very slow and steady, so the Kapha students were like the toppers. 100 years, 200 years ago. There was no NEET, no examination, no competitiveness. It was just for your Gurukula, for your understanding. So Kapha on the top. Now Kapha is lagging behind. The teacher might call them dumb also. Dumb, stupid. Although they are not dumb. It's just that slow and steady, but somewhere they lag behind sometimes if they have less pitta. So that's a little bit I want to discuss, old and new. Sometimes it's written in the books, but situations they change. And then I want to tell you that you understand your body type, and then don't be guilty about it. Each body type is unique. Each is unique. So you have to respect it and not try to be something else, not cross the limits. Each one has his own limits. Each body type gives us certain limits. We don't try to cross the limits. Like, oh, my friend is able to do, like 100, he lifts 100 kilograms in the gym, let me also do it. No, the muscle pull will happen the next in Vata. So when we discuss all these things, you will realize that Vata is problematic. Vata, you will feel, is a weaker body type. So, but Vata is not weaker, it's creative. Vata people are the most creative of the lot. Because how we create things, for creation the thoughts should move. Without movement there will be no creation. When thoughts they move, we create things. So all the original thinkers are Vata body types, and original philosophers, scientists, poets, writers, all these are Vata body types. Einstein, if you look at their rooms, the rooms will be like if there has been a storm inside the room, scattered. The papers are scattered everywhere. If you look at photos of Einstein and all these people, scattered rooms, scattered hair, scattered clothes, everything, scattered life, like wind, storm in their lives. That's the creative people are like this. So they create ideas, and then Pitta body types, Pitta minds, they use these ideas and they focus on these, and then they get successful on these ideas. So if you have a team, if you are a team leader, you are in your team, the Vata will be the creative head of the team. Pitta will be the manager or the executive, the one who will execute. Kapha will be like the human resource manager, listening to everyone and solving problems, all that. So the idea is not to be guilty of your, just follow your, for example, I myself am a Vata body type. So we will start with the this physical frame, physically how to look at someone. So physically Vata will be lean and thin mostly, because they will say it's always hard to gain weight. For Vata it's hard to gain. They eat and sleep, still they gain little. Hard to gain weight because it's wind. Wind is dominating the body type. Wind will always keep them lighter and skinny. So they are lean, thin, skinny. So if you see a lean, thin, skinny person, and also a little bit taller because the wind spreads the bones the skeleton gets more time, it gets taller. So lean, thin and tall person, in comparison to his race or his family, you should think maybe he is Vata. Maybe. You have to look at other points. So that's one tick. So there will be 25, 30 points. This is one tick under Vata, only one tick. Let me see the other points. So Vata will always say, I difficult to gain, I lose easily. So here also people who come for weight loss, Vata people will lose more kilos and easily. Sometimes what happens is you will get a fat Vata also. That's also tricky. Fat Vata person. Some are sitting, eating all the time, they become fat. Some Vata people might be on antidepressants, anti-anxiety, they make you fat also. Many Vata people, they take anxiety medicines. They also make you big. So don't judge a book by its cover. The idea will be how quickly they lose. Tendency tendency to lose weight. So Vata will have a easy tendency. They will say, oh, I exercise a little bit, I do a little bit detox, I lose 5 kilos, 10 kilos. So that's Vata. One tick. Vata person, easy to lose, difficult to gain, and skinny, on the skinnier side, and rarely heavy, but situations can make them heavy. If they have no job, they sit around and eat. So next is Pitta. Pitta is a medium kind of frame, and intelligent use of Pittas are intelligent use of energy. Now Vatas are also lean because they lose energy on different things. Some Vatas, they just keep doing like this or like this. This also, you lose energy. So Vata is an expenditure of energy, give away energy. You don't store it. Energy is coming, going, like the wind, coming, going. So Pitta is fire, intelligent use of energy. Pitta burns the food nicely, the food goes into the tissues, and Pitta is a medium frame. Medium, not skinny, not too heavy, but medium. That's Pitta. And then Kapha is heavier, naturally heavy, broad shoulders. That's Kapha, broad shoulders. Vatas will be more like this, drooping. So Kapha is naturally broad shoulders and shorter, stouter, people who are short and stout. So that's Kapha, storing energy. Water stores energy, earth storing. So they become like this. And they will say it's difficult to lose weight, very difficult, not easy to lose. They gain easily, in no time they will gain. So let's assume three friends, all three decide to go to the gym. All three, let's say on the 1st of January, they take New Year resolution, they hit the gym on the 1st of January. And all three do the same exercises, same time, eat the same amount of food. After 2 months, Kapha will be like this. Kapha will look more muscular. People will start asking him, oh, you've joined the gym, what, you look good. And Vata will be still almost the same. And he will tell people, oh, I've joined the gym. People will say, no, it doesn't look like you're still the same. So Vata needs more time. Pitta will be somewhere in the middle. He would have gained, not as much as Kapha. So this gives you an idea, this Vata, Pitta, Kapha. Kapha becomes big, stronger in no time. So all three were same. When they started the gym, they were all same bodies, same weight. But then they made effort, and Kapha quickly went on to have a better body. So all these successful professional bodybuilders have a Kapha body type. Vatas should not waste their time in this bodybuilding as a profession. It will be a waste of time. They should do gym more as a strengthening exercise. Vatas need strength of bones and muscles. So strength will come when you use it. So Vata should think, okay, I'm Vata. My aim is not to have big muscles. I'm not going to fight any competition. My aim is to have stronger muscles and bones. Not stronger than my friend, but stronger than my own self. And Pitta's aim should be that he should not overdo these exercises looking at the Kapha friend. So he will burn himself out. Pitta, very competitive, he'll look at the Kapha friend, oh, he's gaining muscle, why am I not gaining, what's going wrong? I'm very intelligent, let's go to YouTube, I'm more intelligent than the other two, I can gain. So let's look at different diets, let's join different diet, because he will understand quickly. So he joins different diets, different exercises he tries to do, and because he's intelligent, he will understand everything. And then he burns himself out, some muscle pull, something, because he was trying to do too much. So that's Pitta's problem. So now you see for yourself where you put yourself in this category. Are you lean and thin? Having problems gaining, problems losing? What happens when you join gym or start exercising? Do you lose quickly? Do you gain quickly? What happens if you stop exercising for 2-3 months? Do you gain so much? So that's about weight and physique. Next is about some other things, let's say also structurally. First we are discussing structural things. Let's say about the teeth. So Vata people will have one not so good set of teeth. One teeth on top of the other, gaps like air gaps between teeth. So not the best smile. This people selling this close-up toothpaste on television are kapha people. They have very good smiles because of the teeth are balanced. So again you might say, oh, I am kapha but I don't have great teeth. So again I said, you are a kapha, then you need not have all the 30-40 things of kapha. Then we will say, if a kapha person, overall he is kapha, but teeth are like crooked, then we will say you are a kapha person but with vata teeth. So it's not that you will have each and every point. So what happens is teeth, when they are growing, they should grow nicely, each tooth taking its own time. When there is too much wind in the system, the teeth are in a hurry to come out. So one tooth is coming out, the other one is coming out on the top, the third one is in a more hurrying, as if it's a hurry. So in the end you get a not so good smile. Teeth and dentures and those wires, dental wires and all this are vata. People usually get these dental things. And then this also leads to some breathing problems sometimes. They become mouth breathers. So this structural issue is with vata. Then looking at other things like skin. So skin, as I already told you, vatas will be dry skin. Kaphas will be moist. Pitta also moist, because pitta is fire but watery fire. So vata people will suffer from dry skin. Again, if a vata person has a oily skin, I will say you're a vata person but with a kapha skin. So usually a dry skin, they need to use a lot of lotions, moisturizers. In winters everybody needs, but vatas need all year. They need some lotions, moisturizers, these kind of things they need because of the dryness. And when they go out, they quickly become dry lips, need more water. Because they are dry, they need to drink more water. They are dry all the time. So this dry skin. Similarly, dry hair and also less hair and also curly hair sometimes, as if the wind has, wind is blowing and wind has curled the hair. And then not great hair. Vata hair will be dry, breaking, cracking, splitting hair, because there is dryness. There is less nourishment. Nourishment is kapha. These are kapha people who have a thick dark hair right in the old age. That's kapha hair. So let's not talk about body, let's talk about each thing, like kapha hair. Kapha hair will be thick, very good hair, even all the way up to old age. And vata hair will be splitting, cracking because of the dryness and less nourishment. That's vata. And pitta hair will be normal but can be red. People with not colored but natural red hair, that's pitta hair. If you see someone with red hair and she has not colored them, it's naturally red, that's pitta hair. Now again, you will not say, oh, I am a pitta but my hair are black. So I am not saying every pitta will have red hair, but if you see someone with red hair, that's pitta hair. Why? Color of fire. What is the color of fire? Yellow, green, blue, red. Fire is colorful. Fire has the most colors. Most colorful is fire. So, anywhere you see colors, that's Pitta, signs of Pitta. Color in the hair, Pitta. Color in the eyes, blue eyes, those are Pitta eyes. Blue is the color of fire. You know, when fire burns in the gas, it's blue. Any other color, you know, hands, they become red. That's Pitta. Red is the color of Pitta. Pitta usually has more blood supply, more heat in the blood. Blood is hot. Pitta lives in the blood. People with the Pitta have bleeding issues. Little children who are Pitta, they get nosebleeds when they go in the sun. Nosebleeds can happen in two ways. One is dryness also can cause. A dry child, very dry, he has dryness everywhere, dryness in the mouth, dryness inside the nose, and then dryness causes some itching, and then he scratches with the nails and the blood comes. This is Vata, wind causing dryness. There is another child, he has no dryness, he is fully hydrated, no problem. He goes out in the sun and he doesn't put his finger in the nose, no scratching, and just the sun and the heat makes him bleed. That's Pitta, heat. And people who bleed, who have piles, hemorrhoids, Pitta. People who have diarrhea without any reason, or diarrhea because they ate spicy, Pitta. Diarrhea or bleeding is the body's mechanism to throw the heat out. When you get a hot diarrhea, body trying to throw the heat out. When you get bleeding without scratching, when you get bleeding because you cut yourself, that's different. When you get bleeding without any reason, bleeding through nose, some people even bleeding eyes, red eyes, bleeding through that's Pitta. Body trying to throw the heat out in the blood. Body wants to cool down, that's a sign. So you get bleeding for no reason. So once I had a patient, she had bleeding. She came for treatments, 3 weeks, and just bleeding in stools. And then I asked her, what you do? Like, what's your diet, lifestyle? She told me very healthy, this, that. And then she told me she eats like one whole garlic in the morning, raw garlic every morning. So I asked her, why you eat and this garlic? Is in the YouTube, it's everywhere, antioxidant, anti-cancer, anti-aging, anti-this, anti-that. It's okay, but each herb is good for one body type. So she was a Pitta body type, a fiery, very fiery lady, full of fire, and then she was eating a fiery thing, garlic, very fiery. You know, garlic gives you, when you eat garlic, you cry, or onions, you cry, because it's so hot, body wants to throw the heat out. So I asked her to stop garlic, so she stopped garlic and the bleeding stopped. You don't need to do any treatment. So this is how, so the question, what I was talking about was the color. So anyone who gets colors, you know, easily red, blushing, all this is Pitta. Blushing cheeks, more fire. So this was about teeth, about hair, about nails. So now you understand what will be Vata nails. Vata nails will be brittle, dry, easily cracking, and then there will be nail biting, and then there will be also split nails, and there will be a lot of lines on the nails, ridges. So that's Vata nails. Pitta nails, what will be Pitta nails? They'll be very red. Under the nails you can see red, good blood, good hemoglobin. Kapha nails, good, strong, no problems with nails, no problems with skin, no problems with hair. Kapha generally have a healthy body. Kaphas have a healthy body. So next will be general skeleton. If you look at bones, what will be Vata bones? So by now you will be able to answer, Vata bones will be weaker, they will be less calcium, because the calcium is earth, vata is wind, it has less earth. So people, ladies who get osteoporosis in the 40-50, that vata issue. Less mineral in the bone. If there is less calcium in the bone, calcium is gone, what will be behind is space. Bones become spacey. If I'm sitting on this chair and I leave the chair, what I leave behind is space for somebody else to occupy. So if there is no calcium in the bones, calcium will go, and what will come in? Air. Always air will come in the space. Negative pressure. Air is attracted to negative pressure. So when the air comes in, air causes all these pains in the joints. So all the joint pain, knee pain is because less earth in the bones and more air. And on top of it, if we start running and all too much, then more air. When we are very vata, we have vata bones, and then let's say we join football, we run, then we will use all this calcium, it goes, and we are becoming more airy, more air, and then the bones can crack, fractures. So these vata people who join professional sports, they suffer from fractures. They have shorter careers. If you've seen like tall, skinny footballers or cricketers, they have shorter careers actually. Peter Crouch in England, very short career. Good, very talented vata, but shorter. In cricketers also, this Ishant Sharma, vata body type, short career, very good bowler, but long, skinny. He became big because practice makes you perfect. For years and years you practice, then even vata person, under professional training, vata person can also become big. If I am a vata and I get a professional coach for 5 years, there's no stopping. I'll become stronger, I'll look like kapha. But then I start competing with kapha and pitta people who were also coached by good coaches. If I'm a vata, I get top level coach. Okay, I'm a vata person, I get a top level coach, international coach, and he coaches me for 5 years. I become good, strong, and then I compete with pitta and kapha people who are not coached. I will defeat them and be happy. But at professional level, I'm a vata, I'm coached by top, but the other person, other body type, kapha and pitta, is also coached by top coaches, top international coaches, and then this will struggle. Both are coached by equal better coaches, but one is a weaker body type for sports, others. So that's what happens when person like Ishant Sharma, he competes, but somebody else like Zahir Khan also is a kapha body type. So the kapha body type will be more longer career, stronger, and the vatas will get injuries. So vatas should take it easy when it comes to physical activity. This we will discuss in physical activity, but what I was discussing about the skeleton basically. So a weaker skeleton. So vatas should take more care of you. They are the ones who need more milk. Or if you don't belong to a milk drinking culture, then some other thing, maybe bone broth. If you belong to a meat eating culture, then bone broths, some kind of just vegetables and dal and rice will not help. So this is about skeleton. So you can expand it to anything. Now you understand. You just take the qualities. Okay, vata is light, lighter skeleton, lighter hair, lighter body, light. Vata is dry, dryness everywhere. Vata is cold. So cold hands and feet, vata. So just understanding the qualities, you expand them everywhere. So this was about the physical things. What else? Same with joints. So what joints will vata have? Vata will have more spacey joints. There will be less fluids in vata joints. Less fluid because it's a dry body type. So vata joints will always make tuck, tuck, tuck while walking. People who naturally emit sounds, tuck, 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 that's vata, wind in the body. People who get more sounds naturally, tucked all the time, that's wind. So Vata person has to take care of the joints, more oil massages. He has to give oil because the joints are dry. He has to take oil in the diet more. And he has to do less of running, less of competitive sports. Vata should always remember, I will never be a competitive sportsman. I will do sports for becoming a better person, for becoming a stronger version of myself. I will not do sports to be in a professional team. I will rather join a creative activity. I will be a creative person, not a sporty person. The problem comes when this kind of person is born in a sporty family, in a family which has background of sports or military. Then they push this person also into sports and military, and then he struggles. Other brothers and sisters might not struggle. This one person might struggle. So we have to respect. So a lot of joint pains can happen if Vata uses joints too much in running and all. And he can land in arthritis. Now arthritis also, you have to understand, two types of arthritis are there. One is overuse arthritis. Arthritis because we use the body too much. It happens in the 60s and 70s. You used your body too much and now you get dryness and no fluid in the joints, and the bones rub against each other and it causes pains. That's Vata arthritis. Vata in the joints, overuse. Any disease or anything coming because of overuse is Vata. When you overuse, what you do? You move it too much. When you overuse the body, what you're doing? You're moving the body. Maybe in the kitchen, maybe in sports, maybe in army, maybe anywhere. You're moving the body. And what is movement? Wind, Vata. So diseases caused by overuse are Vata. Overuse of mind, thinking all the time, not sleeping, thinking. That's also Vata in the mind. What will be the treatment? Rest. Simple. No need for doctors, no need for anything. Treatment will be rest. Overuse, rest. So this is Vata type of arthritis. There is another arthritis, autoimmune. The person did not use the body too much. He was healthy, no problem. Suddenly he got antibodies in his blood. The body is fighting its own self, autoimmune, and he got arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis we call it, RA, different. So this is Pitta, fight. A fight is involved. Body is attacking its own joints. Not because the person was running, he was resting normal, but still the body attacked. This is Pitta. Pitta, autoimmunity. Make sense? Autoimmunity is Pitta, heat, any fight, anger, Pitta. So then treatment will be cooling. Cooling not with cold water, but cooling in the level of mind, herbs. Cooling herbs will be given like amla, cooling foods, cooling diet, that kind of thing. And diarrheas will help. Inducing diarrhea will take the heat out of the body. So this is about mostly the structure. I think you understand how structurally we will. So these are the tendencies when we push someone. Never judge by the cover, what he looks like now, what he looks when you make effort. So that's the main thing. Then we come to more functions. This was the structure, and then functions. Function means, let's say, digestion. How is the digestion of a Vata, of a Pitta or a Kapha? So it's easy. Fire. Where is the fire? Pitta. Pitta digestion will be the strongest. Pitta is fire. So they now let's imagine three friends, they want to go to a party at night. There is a party happening. So Vata person is fantasizing about different things. He's thinking about the party, and he's thinking about what he will eat in the party, who will meet, and all this. So he's fantasizing about the party. The Pitta person is very focused. How will I look the best in this party? He's more focused about his dress, how he will look the best, how he will behave the best, how many connections he'll make in the party, all that. Kapha is more thinking about, I will meet my grandmother in the party, I'll meet my sister, we will socialize, there'll be nice time, all this. So then all three go to the party, and then there's the dinner, and all three start eating. So Vata was also thinking about food, but when he starts eating, he becomes full quickly full. Pitta eats a good amount of food, a good solid amount of food, and then he becomes full. And Kapha, because Kapha is already a satisfied personality, they need less food actually. It's interesting how Kaphas look big despite eating less as compared to others. A Vata person, lean and skinny, sometimes eats too much, very much, and still lean, because they're losing the energy all time, either in the exercises or doing like this, or even talking. Vatas are also talkative. Not all Vatas. Again, it depends on the background, on training, on how you were schooled and all that, but talking also, a lot of energy. So, regarding digestion, Pitta is easy to understand. Strong digestion, stable digestion. He needs his food at the same time every day. Very focused eating, very focused digestion. This fire is very intelligent. It gets up at the same time every day. And Pittas will wake up hungry. People who wake up very hungry, usually Pitta fire, Pitta digestion, because whole night it was a fast, and they quickly digest everything, and they are hungry in the morning. They need their breakfast. If they don't get on time food, they will get angry because of the blood sugar will fall. So when no food in the stomach, where will the Pitta eat? It will go into the blood, eat the sugar, and then low blood sugar, anger will come. And they need their food at the right time, and they need proper meals. It's not that, you can eat a little bit, maybe more later. No, he needs proper, because the fire is burning. It needs a proper amount of food. And Kapha, the fire is there, but it's not a strong fire. It's a stable fire, and they will eat. So if we look at chapatis, so maybe Kapha needs only 2 chapatis. Pitta needs 5. Okay, Kapha 2, Pitta 5, Vatas maybe only 3. So that's how things look. So Vatas are eating 3 rotis, still looking weaker than the Kapha. Kapha is eating the least among 3, still looking the strongest, because they conserve all the energy. The food, when it goes through a Kapha system, it goes so slowly. Kapha is slow, steady, so food goes very slowly. So body gets time to absorb everything. Every single molecule of food, the body will absorb. And so it's such a good use of food that they will eat less and still look very healthy and big. Vatas, they eat more than Kaphas, sometimes as much as Pitta, still look very lean because they throw everything out. So that's digestion. You have to understand this thing. When it will be an imbalanced digestion, you have to understand this also. Let's say Kapha eats 2 chapatis, 2 every day, and he then starts saying, okay, I'm not hungry, I don't want to eat. That's imbalance. That's a Kapha imbalance. You are eating normal, and then you feel less hunger. That's kapha imbalance. You feel heavy, less hunger, kapha imbalance. What is vata imbalance? Vata imbalance is, okay, 3 chapatis today, tomorrow 5, day after 0, not hungry, after 4 days maybe 6 chapatis, on the 7th day 2 chapatis. Wind, I told you, wind is irregular. Wind comes and goes, comes. So the hunger comes and goes. That's a vata hunger, vata imbalance. You understand? If you get this, that's vata. You have to check what's wrong in my diet, lifestyle. Am I doing some wind-like things? Am I moving too much? Am I traveling too much? Traveling is also vata activity. Traveling is movement, is wind. So, low hunger is like a kapha imbalance. Hunger going up and down, sometimes up, that's a vata imbalance. And too much hunger, that's pitta imbalance. Too much. Okay, I eat usually 5 chapatis, now all of a sudden I started eating 8 every day. That's too much hunger, that's pitta. Then you observe what's going on, maybe thyroid, you check your thyroid, maybe hyperthyroid. Hyperthyroid is a pitta disease. You become hyper. You become too hungry, too angry, too sweaty, too red. And then there is hypo. You become less hungry, you gain weight, that's kapha. So hypothyroidism, kapha disease. Diseases also you can classify vata, pitta, kapha, easy. Hypothyroidism, kapha disease. Obesity, kapha. Depression being kapha. Anxiety, vata. So this is how you understand your hunger. And then the release. After you've digested, the release, how you go to the washroom every day. That's also so a healthy, we have to understand healthy vata, pitta, kapha. Vata is not sick. It's just a body type. Healthy vata, healthy pitta, healthy kapha. All three will go to the toilet every day. All three. Okay? That's health. How you decide body type? Let's say 3 friends, they decide to travel. 3 friends, they decide to travel in a train for 1 week. So, the very next day or the same evening, vata becomes constipated. That's vata body type. It's not that vata is constipated every day. If someone is constipated every day, that's vata imbalance. That's not a body type. Vata body type will not be constipated. There will be a tendency for constipation. Tendency. Having a tendency and being is different. That you have to understand. If a pitta person is constipated, that doesn't make him a vata body type. Pitta is constipated, we will say, oh, you have got some vata in the stomach today. So, tendencies are important. Just like I told you when we were doing weight, vata is not underweight, he might be normal, but there is a tendency to lose weight. The moment he stops taking care of himself, the moment he starts doing some fasting or cleansing, he will become very skinny. So vatas should not do these detoxes too much. This fasting detox where you fast all the time. So this is evacuation. So vata has a tendency for constipation. Pitta has a tendency for diarrhea. Pitta, the heat is more, the body wants to throw the heat out. As I said, we lose heat in diarrhea. So vata person will say, oh, I get constipated more often. Now I'm okay. Now I'm balanced person. But if I stop drinking water, if I forget to drink water, I get constipated very easily. Pitta will say, oh, I'm normal. If I eat out, if I eat a little bit spicy, I get diarrhea. That's Pitta. Vata will say, I get constipated. Pitta will say, Kapha will say, I'm okay. I have no problem. If I forget to drink water, I'm okay. No constipation. If I eat spicy, I don't get diarrhea. Kapha is okay. It's a stronger body type. Why Kapha no constipation? Because there is water. There is less chance of constipation. Why no diarrhea? Because it has a tendency to absorb heat. It will not get hot easily, kapha. So kapha usually, that's why kapha was more celebrated body type. Kapha falls sick less, kapha body types. So this is about digestion, constipation, and then what else? You can expand in everywhere. Stamina. Let's talk about stamina. So you by now you know who has the most stamina. Kapha. Kapha person has more stamina. Why? Because he has stronger bones, stronger muscles, stronger joints, stronger lungs, more water in the lungs, stronger heart. Heart muscles are bigger. Everything. If you do a autopsy of a vata, pitta, body kapha type, we'll come to know. In X-rays, the kapha femur is very strong as compared to this bone, very big bones. So more stamina. But what happens is there is also lethargy. Kapha is slow, stable, so they are difficult to push. You'll have to push them. Oh, wake up, it's time to exercise, get up. Because they are stable and grounded. So if they sleep, they sleep. So kaphas are lethargic, but also the most stamina. So if kapha gets a good opportunity, a good culture, sports family, then somebody who makes him wake up, then once he gets into sports, once he gets into running, he feels great. But you need to push, he needs to be pushed. Vata need not be pushed. Oh, always awake. At midnight, at 12 a.m., 1 a.m. you take him for a run. Always awake. So they are the ones who are excited. Okay, tomorrow is the big marathon day. Let's say there is a marathon tomorrow. So 3 friends, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, want to run the marathon. So Vata will be the first one to reach on the scene. They will come 2 hours before the race begins. They are so excited. Oh, excited. Air is excitement. Air is anticipation, excitement. So they reach the scene. And then Pitta comes on the scene. Pitta says, okay, I must look good in this marathon. And my dress should be nice. There should be a nice color combination. I should have nice sunglasses because there will be sun and Pitta doesn't like the sun. So nice I will run with my sunglasses on, nice pair of shoes, and I want to win this. Vata is thinking about, oh, there will be a marathon. He doesn't know how to win, but Pitta will be focused, I have to win this marathon. And Kapha will still be sleeping. And then somebody comes and pushes him and wakes him up. And then Kapha comes, and then the 3 start running. And then the most excited one, Vata, drops out first. He's breathing because less stamina, less water in the lungs, less stamina. So he drops out first. And then Pitta is winning, Kapha is lagging, Pitta is winning. But towards the end, Kapha catches up. And now Kapha might win, depends on training and all also, how well they are trained, what's the culture, what's everything. So now Pitta might win or Kapha might win depending on how good the training, but for Kapha to win he needs to be Kapha Pitta also, he needs some Pitta. Pitta might win but then might not get up for 2 days out of the bed, because he overused himself. Kapha might win and then join the next marathon the next day. So this is Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So in terms of sports, so each one has to do sports. What will be a Vata sport? If a Vata personality should go walking. Walking is for Vata. Long walks, nature walks. Yoga, slow yoga, gentle exercises, gentle jogging. And for Pitta, It's swimming, anything cooling nature walks, mountain hikes. But Pitta should make sure that he is not one-to-one. One-to-one sports are not good for Pitta. You can play as leisure, but let's say in tennis and badminton, you have just one person to defeat and you really charged. When you play a team sport, you have 10, 11 people and the energy is divided among 11 people. So Pitta should do nature walks, nature hikes, swimming, and is hiking, going to mountains. All this Pitta can do. Anything cooling, cool climates. And Kapha can do bodybuilding, powerlifting, running, sprinting. All this is Kapha. So Kapha should do professional sports. Kaphas should go more into professional sports, and Pittas and Vatas should do sports for their own well-being. That's the bottom line. And there should be limits. So next is weather, like what kind of weather or climate people like. So again, easy. If I ask 3 friends, okay, they're going into air-conditioned room, what should be the setting of the AC? Pitta will quickly come and set the AC at 16 degrees. 16 degrees. Kapha will come and set the AC at maybe 22, 23 degrees, 24. And Vata will come and say, no AC please, I know it makes me feel bad. Any cold air or wind will make a Vata person usually feel bad. He's already full of air and more air will come. He will get a headache or sneezing or some kind of allergy. So this is the difference of climate. People, so a Pitta person feels very good in cold places, cold climates. They don't mind minus temperatures. Vata person feels horrible in minus. So Vata needs coastal, Vata likes more beaches. Vata is dry and cold, so beach is what? Warm and humid. So Vata likes to go to the beaches. Pitta likes goes to mountains, and Kapha is okay, you take him anywhere. But because Kapha is also on the cooler side, if you push Kapha too much, then he will say, oh, maybe I like warmth a little more. Because Kapha is water plus earth, there is less fire. So Kapha takes in everything good, but if you push them and ask them, okay, which you like more, then they will say maybe warmth a little more. So this is a big point about climate. And again, the country and climate plays a big role in this. A Vata person from Europe can take in cold much better than a Vata person from India, let's say. A cold country, Vata person, he's used to cold. And he comes to India in the Indian cold weather, he says, oh, it's nice, no problem. So that difference is there. And on the other hand, person from Delhi or someone who's used to warmth, he will feel very cold. So always keep the country or the place in mind while deciding this factor. And the next factor is the mind. Mind also you understand by now. So what will be a Pitta mind? Hot, aggressive, hot, sharp, angry. On the negative side, if he is a well-balanced Pitta person, again just like other things, a well-balanced Pitta person will use his heat in proper ways. So he will be intelligent, wise, competitive. A negative Pitta person is using his fire in negative way, so he will be angry. The fire which he could have used for intelligence is going into the anger. Angry or extra competitive, too much jealous, anger, jealousy. These are hot emotions. Hot emotions belong to Pitta. Competitiveness, anger, jealousy, also greed to a certain extent. And what are Vata emotions? Cold emotions will be Vata. What is cold? Fear. Now anger makes us like this, it makes us open, we want to fight. Fear, cold. So fear, anxiety, insecurity, fear, anxiety, insecurity, all these are cold emotions. So Vata will suffer from these if he is imbalanced. A balanced Vata will be creative, using his thoughts not for fear, not for fearing the future, using his thoughts for creating something in the present. So creative, poet, artist, anything, but creative person, thinking, thoughtful, sensitive. Vata is sensitive. You see, wind is sensitive. Out of all the 5 elements, wind is the most sensitive. Wind picks up heat easily, picks up cold easily. Water and earth take time to pick heat and cold. So wind personality is sensitive. He will be sensitive to his own emotions, sensitive to the others' emotions. Vata personality. But sometimes overtly sensitive, so easily, easily broken, but otherwise sensitive. And now Vata personality is the one who is attracted more to spirituality. On one side, positive, they will go towards spirituality. Negative side, they will go into drugs. Vata personalities, because they are sensitive personalities, easily moved. Pitta will not be easy. Some guru comes to a Pitta will say, oh, what you're saying, it's rubbish, I'm more intelligent than you. That's what Pitta will say. I'm more intelligent, I can bring 50 people, they'll listen to me. Why I need to listen to you? So Pitta will be considering himself more intelligent than the guru. And Kapha will say, okay, I will just sleep, I don't need to go spiritual. Or Vata is very active, moving. So they feel grounded after a spiritual talk, they feel very good. Grounded, it makes them feel. Kapha will say, I'm already grounded, why I need to meditate? I'm already meditating all the time. So Vata feels, when he gets good spiritual company, he feels his problems are solved, he feels grounded. Because the guru is supposed to be, guru means heavy. Guru is a guru, if he is a true guru, then he will be full of knowledge and he will be grounded. So Vata person feels good. So they are driven to spirituality. If they don't get spiritual environment, if they fall in bad company, in drugs, they will be driven to drugs. Because drugs also make them feel guru, heavy. After on drugs, they feel okay now. So Vata should be careful not to go towards drugs, they can go towards spirituality. But then sometimes what happens is they keep changing the spiritual gurus, because Vata also craves change. So they should choose a good spiritual teacher and then try to stick with him, or choose a good path of meditation. Vata should meditate, but then not change the style of meditation every month. Stick to, so now you might ask, only all the druggists are Vata only? No. But what I'm saying is, if there are 100 people into drugs, maybe 65% are Vata. That's what I'm saying. Maybe still 30% are Pitta or 5% are Kapha. We have to do a research on this. Nobody is doing such researches, because Ayurveda right now is not, in India also, allopathy is right now the more accepted, all the researches are going on in allopathy. But in the West, researches are going on more in Ayurveda than in India. More researches are going on in the West. So this is about the Vata, Pitta, Kapha mind. So we talked about the body, the function, the mind. Now you can expand into anything. So all this makes sense. So we'll stop here. Mm-hmm.
Every Doshas come to Vata?
Yes, so that's another good important topic. That's Vata, Pitta, Kapha according to age. So children are Kapha. Each child has his body type, but children are not kapha. Childhood is kapha. Let's say little children, they have a running nose, they have sinus, they have asthma, childhood asthma, breathing problems. Children drool when they sleep, and they're drooling, a lot of water. Children are full of water. Now, each child has his own body type, that's true, but the phase they are going through is a kapha phase of their life. 3 children, one is vata, one is pitta, one is kapha. One is a talkative child, one is a silent child, one is very intelligent. All 3 have their own body types, but all 3 are going through the kapha phase of their life. That's why they say this childhood asthma, lungs of child become full of water, and he gets asthma, and then they take him to doctor who gives steroids. And what we say is just take care of the asthma, maybe give some steam, some herbs, don't give him steroids. This childhood asthma will go away as the pitta age comes. Next age is pitta. When the hormones come in, the child, testosterone, estrogen, hormones are hot. What does estrogen do? Estrogen makes the girl bleed, the menses start. Estrogen is hot. What does testosterone do in a man, in a boy? The boy gets angry, he wants to fight, he wants to go. So hormones are hot. When this teenage comes in and the hormone comes in, we call it the pitta age has come in, pitta, fire. Each child is still, his body type is there, vata, pitta, kapha, but he is passing through the pitta age. So childhood kapha, we will have more kapha like things, drooling, more water, running nose. In older times there used to be running nose. Now in modern society nobody likes this running nose. The moment a child has a cold, the very second day we give him some cetirizine, some antihistaminic to dry up. In olden times, this used to run, ears used to run, nose, nobody cares, because it's the kapha age. Running water will be there in kapha age. So let it run. But when we give steroids and all, we are giving dry, we are giving vata to a child. Dryness is vata. Steroid, antihistaminics, all this is vata. So we are giving vata to a kapha child. So when the pitta age comes in, we are more aggressive, we are competitive, we want to have a family, we want to reproduce, we want to have a job. All this is pitta, going through the pitta age of our life. What are diseases happening in this life? We get ulcers. The child will not get this ulcer, irritable bowel. These hot things come in the pitta age. And then as we go into the later age, it's vata age. We become dry. Dehydration happens. But a vata body type will dry up more quickly than a pitta or kapha. So old age is vata, young age is pitta, and childhood is kapha. That answers your question. So the body type is still there, but the phases of life. So most of us right now are going through the pitta phase of our life. This is the pitta phase. So we are having families, good, we might get autoimmunity, these kind of things. So these old age diseases are Alzheimer's, dementia. A child never gets Alzheimer's. These are old. Forgetfulness, less memory, wind, osteoporosis, old age. So that's why we say once a child and twice a child. Twice. You are a child, and then when you get old, you're again a child. What happens is when we are a child, we have kapha in the body, but we don't want to dry up this kapha. Kapha is growth. We want to give more milk to the child, more ghee, more milk, more juices, to bring his kapha up. He should have more kapha for growth. When the old age comes and vata comes, when a person is old and vata, would you want him to give more vata? No, you want to give him more kapha. So you will give him just a childlike diet. Again, milk, oils, fats, rest. Like the child was sleeping for hours and hours, old person should also sleep for hours and hours. he should eat childlike things, because he also wants kapha. Child wants kapha for growth, and old age wants kapha to stop vata. Now so that's an introduction to Ayurveda. I hope you enjoyed this.